and we are now live with Mr. Ross Babcock. It's kind of like story hour, right, Ross? Where you tell us all the good stories?
Any question you want, and we'll tell the story or repeat a story that we've told before.
So I will be trying to keep an eye on the Discord channel for any questions you want to type in. And Ross, tell us some tales. I think they just like listening to your voice.
I see. Well,
oh, Maddie's somehow. Typing. Maddie's typing. 1 second. He quit typing. You scared him off, Ross.
Maddie knows better.
He wants to know why I'm not paid enough that I can stay home all day and do nothing but this.
Global economics. Like to hear the answer to that question also.
Global economics.
Well, let's get a...
Let's say because we need more people to buy our games, go help them advertise for us.
Hey, I heard your game went really well.
Yes, it did.
How about you? Do you have any questions for him, Brad?
I mean, I kind of get to hang out.
I have a question. How come the hardcover for the first edition Shadowrun was such a short run?
Well, I think we made 1,000 copies of them.
And yet I don't have a copy.
Economics of the time. As now, when
So we have one question. Do you accept payment plans? Perhaps labor for product? I said that's actually, I mean, that's kind of how the rest of us are here. So.
If you've got labor that
we need.
For us.
I still need more writers.
Yeah.
Every line developer needs more writers.
Yeah, Earthdawn needs more writers. You need more writers. I need to go back through and... Oh, here's Evan. Maddie says he's good at lifting and carrying boxes if we need that done. K. Scott says, do you see Kickstarter to continue being the only way to get products out? So, Jay Sanderson, I think is what it is. Yeah, Sanderson. Says he's a good writer and also apparently he would like my job. He's a good project manager. So
Do
I'm out of
you
job.
really know what that means?
What project manager means? Oh, I don't think he knows. But I don't think I knew either. And now I'm trapped, so, you know. But I think he just offered to take my job. Does that mean I'm fired? And go play with puppies? No worries.
We all like to do that.
Well, yeah. Thanks for letting me know. I always schedule. Oh, I don't think that was for us. Let's see. Maddie says he took a walk through his flags earlier this week, and its shelves were bare of anything. He's sad.
Right. He's
Game store.
there are so many games out there these days that no store can stock all of them.
Well,
So
it's not
they
just
stock
that.
them.
A lot of the game stores, like there was one in Nixa, and basically Maddie's right. If it wasn't 40K or D&D, they didn't bother to carry it. Period. So it's very hard to get on the shelves at a lot of the places.
And of course, the stores say if it wasn't for Kickstarter, we would still be waiting to sell our 100th copy of Earthbound.
I think it's a little bit of a chicken and egg type of thing. Without the stores, like if the stores carried our stuff, we wouldn't need the Kickstarter, but the stores aren't carrying our stuff, so we have to Kickstart. But then the stores say they can't carry our stuff because of the Kickstarters. So it's very circular on that.
No, what we really need is a leader to go in with his copy of the game into the store and play it so that everybody can see how cool it is. And when his demonstratees go up to the store and say, "Hey, I'd really like to buy that game," and the store says, "Well, either they have it on hand or they say they can get it in a few days, or they can go online to us and get it shipped out from Tennessee in next day."
I've got a question. So I know that there's the 1879 miniature game. I'm not really sure how that, was that always a FASA product? Or is it something that you guys came into later? So how did the RPG come about?
America, you want city.
Well, America is kind of fast. Like, your country fits in my state.
I usually fly into Manchester, and it's a 45-minute train ride to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's because Manchester Airport's really outside of Manchester, because that's in Stockport. Also, the trains just take forever.
That's because there's a speed limit, it's like 20 miles per hour, and they stop.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Ross, speaking of how games got started, how about how Aetherstream got started? Because I know that you're very into the miniature war games. And I think that that was the driving force. But how did you and Todd create this?
Plans for all the 5 factions to be released. We will maybe a little bit of a to start once again. Again, RPG is the best way to tell the story, to embellish the setting.
I would love to work on the RPG again. One time, too, I won Aliens. So there. Todd, won Aliens. Yeah, no, I know it's you, Todd. Don't even mess with me. I think it was me, and I think I may have fixed it. Somebody can let me know if it worked.
What kind of board game?
Oh, I know what
think
board game. You know, I pitched that whole little dragon doll board game. Just let me build that. Telling you, we sell great dragons.
Is that what Kate Scott is has in mind?
I kind of doubt it.
Meaning,
K Scott, are you
meaning
thinking of little cute doll dragons as a board game?
I have a notebook, Ross. Starts with circus as an imperium.
like I said, Todd nags me about all things Intercept or Renegade Legion. If we just
Wait. K Scott said yes, exactly. That is now 2 votes for the cute doll dragon game. I'm just saying.
I'm sort of face planting my palm of my hand right now.
Really? Really?
Um,
Oh, but there's another question. Maddie would like
yes,
to know, how did the James Clavel games come about?
we have in the mid '80s a very close working relationship with several of the old time Games Workshop guys, um, and to the point where one of them uh, was living in the U.S. and living out of our office, it seemed, for a while. Um, and they, one of them thought that they had uh, acquired the rights to do games based on Clavel's works. And we said, great, let's do a series of games about that, sell great in bookstores, all that kind of thing. Um, so that's how the games came about. Um, Albie Fiore came over, worked on the development on most of them. All of us pitched in where we had time and interest, um, put them out into the marketplace. And then Clavel Estate said, wait a minute, how are you doing this? And it turns out they didn't have as many of the rights as they thought they had, bringing them to us. So it was a very short lived one production run game series.
So there was another question that I missed. It was about getting the rest of the 1879 miniatures made.
Um, well, we have full British and full Samsat armies are available. Um, some of them are easier to manufacture than others, but they are available. The state of the rules is playable, but it's not as good as we would like them to be, as we know they can be. Uh, that will come with the revision once we are through working through the Demon World changes, through the changes in Demon World. Basically, we're going to practice on Demon World and port everything over to 1879. So check our website and Relpartha Europe's website for 1879 figures.
British Joel thinks he has a better game idea than mine. He was thinking of a resource gathering war game based on the Orichalcum Wars. Fight over resources to build your care. That actually would probably be a good game. Not as cute as my
Cute
little
dragons
baby
would probably sell
dragons.
better.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Cute dragons would probably sell better.
I was going to say, do we want to sell to everybody who likes baby dragons or just those who are interested in tabletop Earth Dawn games? Let's balance those two in the scale.
Both.
Baby dragons.
You didn't say that with enough conviction, Joel.
Resource
Oh!
gathering to capture baby dragon.
You know, we could make that happen. Just saying.
Well, I guess we could show this off in case people haven't seen it yet. So we've done a red, a green, or a blue. Now we're doing a green. So soon will be available at Gen Con. This is the first prototype. Needs some tweaking, but that's very much what he's going to look like.
He is green. Do you know which dragon he is, Joel?
It's Usan. It's Bass Green is the name the dragons call him.
Ah, I forgot that part. It's Usan, yes. But yeah, that's the first pre-run
First sample.
first sample. Yeah, he's cute, but yeah. In case anybody's wondering, the team has looked at it. There have been suggestions. They're working on sample number 2. But he's getting there. He's cute. And I'm saying we make really good dragons.
Sonny approved of the first 2.
Um,
Do
yeah.
they still exist?
Yes, I don't leave them down where he can tear into them. Although he's usually pretty good with toys.
Yeah, Gotti and Batsy approved of the first 2 too. And they're in great shape. Mostly because the Papillon doesn't tear stuff up, and Gotti's actually really gentle. Except for when he decided to pick up a book off the floor and give it to me that I didn't ask him to bring to me. He, I guess, just decided it didn't belong on the floor and picked it up. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah. Apparently, he could not pick the book up without leaving teeth marks in it. Me and him.
Or dog slobber.
So, he's a good boy, but I don't know what possesses him sometimes to do things like, I'm just going to pick this up and bring it to you. Because I can. I told you about when I first moved in, and he had a ball that went underneath one of the bookcases. And he tried to dig it out, and he tore up like 2 foot of spines on some of my older gaming books, including some first edition L5R. That will be very painful to replace. Yeah, I love that dog. Since you're showing off cool stuff, can I see some more from Leviathan? Or can we show some more of the Leviathan stuff? Come on, some of those
What
are
in particular
really pretty.
would you like to see?
I want to see the giant one. Was it like 15 inches or something crazy?
And compare that to a where's the bolt? Here's the bolt. And these are, of course, on one of our nifty battle mats. And as mentioned yesterday, this is just a flat version. The full model is these outside dimensions, plus it's about 2.5, 3 inches thick at its thickest point.
So do you know when that's Kickstarter's going to come about? Are we a year off? 2 years? Any ideas?
Nay.
May.
No, nay.
Oh, nay.
As in, we have inbound container that contains the goods for the previous Interceptor Kickstarter, the Babylonian Union Squadron set, and the campaign supplement. Those should be going out to backers end of February this month, beginning of March. As soon as that stuff goes out the door, we'll launch the Kickstarter campaign for the last 2 squadron sets, Free Trade Directorate and Allied Worlds. The figures for those are already, or the molds have already been made. They're just being fine-tuned right now. So we expect those goods to be back in our hands as early as end of April, May. As soon as those go out to backers, we will launch Leviathan Kickstarter. With any luck in May, most likely in June.
So the
We will
summer.
have product. We will have product at Gen Con.
I want one. Now that I've got
I'm
the
hoping that a lot of
camera,
people. I'm hoping a lot of people will say I want one or one of each.
I'm thinking now that I've got the camera and stuff set up here, I can start painting up here. I'm not anywhere as good as Dan though. Dan's freaking awesome.
Well, and Maddie is no slouch himself, also listening.
I have seen some of Maddie's. He's really good too. So maybe I should not stream my pitiful attempts. Some people have seen my other art stream and my War with James, so you have an idea of how bad we're talking.
And as we mentioned earlier, when we received these prints, I received the Commonwealth prints, and Todd received the Empire prints. And Todd just posted in the main room chat photos of the largest Empire ship that he has on hand. But no, there's, as you mentioned, I'm really into the miniature aspect of gaming, and I'm really looking forward to seeing these ships in finished production. They will be really cool, and really cool to move around the X map.
So, are there plans on maybe making another miniature game other than, of course, Baby Dragons and Interceptor,
Well,
Aether Stream as a whole? Or are we just expanding more on Aether Stream?
it helps. Remember, one of the ways I feel that a miniatures game can be successful is you have to have a story to hang it upon. We're developing the Ether Stream story. If we follow the Renegade Legion model, it was Interceptor, Leviathan, Centurion. So perhaps, maybe, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, a ground combat game will be coming after we get Leviathan out the door.
I really kind of want to ask Todd about some of these ideas in the notebook.
I've had to start writing them down. Otherwise, I will either forget them or I will have them 3 times.
Which is awesome. But any really cool ideas, or are we keeping those under our hat because we have to strong arm Ross into them? And can any of them use baby
Currently, I think we're
dragons?
keeping those under the hat.
Okay.
None can, but I'll start thinking a lot along those lines, and I'll come up with some.
I have a couple of ideas. We should brainstorm, and then make Ross make us baby dragons.
And then pester Ross. Okay, I'm on. I'm in.
Awesome. Now to find a way to make glitter involved. Oh, I know how we make glitter involved. Ross's birthday at Gen Con. I'll talk to Carol. You're welcome.
Sigh.
So, what other questions will we have? Did I miss any questions yet? Oh, Maddie's writing. Every 100th Leviathan box is a glitter bomb. I love this plan. This is a great plan. You get a gold star. Good job, Maddie. So, old days questions, I guess. It sounds a lot like Renegade Legion might have been one of your favorite projects. What was your least favorite project in the old days?
Trying to make sure we had enough money on hand to do everything that we wanted to do.
That's not a project. That's a pain in the ass point of life. Come on, there had to be
Um,
one of the games that you just, for whatever reason, didn't care for as much.
as time progressed, um, we could no longer touch every single product that we did. Um, so if your project wasn't interesting, you would just were able, we were just able to find other things to do to fill our, to fill the workday. Um, there's no question that I personally prefer tabletop games, miniatures games, that kind of thing. I'm less interested in just pure role playing games. Um, so
You're the
go from
opposite of
there.
me.
Um,
Maddie has a question. Any stories you want to tell about dealing with product licensees and localizers? I'm assuming good stories.
well, it's when when BattleTech started to really get popular, everybody wanted to do their own local language version of it, and Mort Weissman handled most of that kind of stuff. And this was also an era where um, agents were very important to make agents had all of the contacts, so they could go out and peddle uh, our products. BattleTech is great. You should have a pick a language version of it, and uh, lots of deals were made that way. I think the coolest thing about the foreign licensees and the products they created is that they always seemed to uh, do their utmost to create packaging and physical components that were far, far superior to ours. Um, for example, the French battle space that we have on auction is that box weighs about twice as much as our battle space version does. That means that inside, instead of paper maps, there are probably cardboard maps and that kind of thing. So I know the Italians did a great edition of BattleTech that included the plastic mechs, the first plastic mechs, but they had a window box that showed the plastic mechs as well as uh, a covered half that had all the rules and everything else you needed to play the game. So their box was twice as large as ours. Um, I think that's the coolest thing about all of the foreign products. You could always count on them to have a very good, high quality, uh, high quality product. Um, plus, and I unfortunately don't see it on my shelf. Uh, they all had their own little marketing gimmicks and items. I know the Italians, Italieri, created a little matchbox delivery van that was a copy of their own distributor vans that had FASA emblazoned on the side. I've got some of those sitting around somewhere in the archives. Um, and Mort also had in his office a bookshelf that lined one wall that had every single foreign language edition of all the BattleTech novels and Shadowrun novels, and it's a quite impressive uh, spread of product. Um, again, very successful game, very successfully licensed and marketed, uh, and that doesn't happen as much these days just because the distributor network isn't there. And those that do are more likely to produce one box that'll have several different languages worth of rules inside, especially for board games. Yeah, I can't see anything else that leaps out on my shelf here. I guess. I mean, it's not just typical language that you think about, but for instance, this is a Finnish version of BattleTech. Um, Again, all kinds of different languages. These are just the ones that made it into my office, as opposed to outside in the workshop. And then, there's still our current licensees. We're still producing great products. These are Ulysses editions of Earth Dawn. Ultimately, a lot of the foreign language editions will make it to the auction side, assuming we can figure out a plan to offer them up regularly. As you can imagine, the Japanese art for BattleTech does get us into sore subject matter, shall we say.
What's the Art Dawn one next to it? I apparently wasn't paying enough attention. The Art Dawn product. Where's that from?
This is Ulysses Special Edition Earth Dawn, 4th edition.
Really?
Limited to 150 copies. This is number 86.
Is it in German?
Of course.
Of course. I love the cover. I could practice my German. I'm supposed to be learning sign language right now, but I could. Okay, Scott, do you speak German? That's cool.
But so that's what they did for their super deluxe version, and of course, this is what we've done with ours.
See, I like ours too. I think ours are very clean, but I like that alligator type of fake print on the other one. Faux print, I guess. All right. What else do you have that's in the cool foreign stuff that you can reach? Because I think it's really neat seeing the others and their interpretations, their add-ons, maybe.
Yep. No, they're again, every foreign licensee is granted the ability to make changes to best fit their marketplace. Basically, I have just a bunch of other Ulysses stuff that's easy at hand.
Okay. Well, while you're showing us, you could tell us, is there one that comes to mind that maybe isn't at hand, but that you think would be cool to tell us about?
Well, let me go off to another room to see if there's something handy on the shelves here. Just a moment.
Okay. We will entertain ourselves by discussing how to get Ross to let us make more games. With baby dragons. Mwahaha! Start dancing? Yeah. Wait, what was that? I just heard Ross say absolutely we're making a baby dragon game. That's what you guys heard too, right?
Yeah, we'll have to play back the tape, but I think so.
Yeah, see? The real truth comes out. This is how we actually get things done. We pretend that Ross said yes, and then we tell him about it so late in the game that he has to say yes. But don't tell Ross.
I say we let him
I've been
do
working
it.
on those aids behind the scenes for the last 2 months.
See? How are you doing, Todd?
Not bad, just cooking dinner.
Zach is going to need more practice.
It looks like he's got a hang of it, and we got a session early on in Gen Con, so they can sit over my shoulder and be really easy this year.
I was gonna say he needs more practice cooking dinner.
Yeah. I need someone to cook me dinner. But no, he's going to be doing some game demoing for Todd. Like I said, if Phil had been closer, I'd have used Phil. But we're taking Phil to Gen Con. We're going to take both of them.
Alrighty.
Oh, Ross is back.
again.
Hey, Ross, you definitely did not agree to anything that you wouldn't have agreed to anyways. Don't worry about it. What do you got to show us?
Yeah, okay. Well, the only things that are easily at hand are, again, foreign language versions of core Battletech games. And one of the things we made it into the game library are games that we would like to play or we would like to emulate. So I have things like this. This is a, I believe, French Napoleonics game, miniatures game, but for any other reason. Hex-based pop-up counters. But again, it's really superior quality components. Instead of paper maps, we have interlocking, an interlocking hex map. And component-wise, we dig down deeper into the box. Here are magnetic strips to cut apart to make your put your playing pieces together. Punch out armies, punch out soldiers. Again, lots of trees went into this product. Again, more hex maps.
So you said magnetic strips. Does that mean that the hex board is also magnetized?
No.
No.
But, and it's not clear to me at this point how when the playing pieces are printed on both sides, how this is supposed to work. It appears there's something missing from this because according to the picture on the front of the box, the playing pieces are on metal discs that probably, there should be some wooden stands that support these upright pieces, and the magnet will go onto these metal discs that fit inside the hex grid to keep everything together as you move them around, and probably easy to take off as they get killed in combat. So these are the kinds of games that we would come across and figure out, is that something we can do? What can we do better to present our playing pieces, to present our game components? And games like this are hard to beat. I have, with the completion of a huge set of bookshelves, I have started to dig deeper into all of the archive boxes and started to put things on shelves so we can actually see what I've got. But digging through them and trying to find some things for this weekend shows that I have a long ways to go and lots of things to unearth. So keep an eye out on the Good Old Days Discord channel for unusual or
Announcements.
spectacular finds as we go out through the course of the year.
Like a second hardback, first edition Shadowrun book. But more importantly, anybody else have any other questions for Ross? We've got a few minutes left before we turn everything over to Brad.
And I guess as soon as we end here, I will be updating the auction list, and there have been some, shall we say, impressive bids come in since the last update.
I don't want to hear that. I'm gonna get outbid on that book. Oh wait, is there an official release plan, Patrick? Official release plan for which item?
Magic, Deeper Secrets.
Possibly.
Patrick, if you don't know, is one of the moving forces behind our Foundry virtual tabletop modules.
Ah, for 2024. Oh, as in like just everything and when they're coming out. Ross?
Patrick, you should know better by now. Anytime we do something like that, we fail horribly.
Yeah, I've decided that no one at the company can read a calendar. They're very confused about these things. Months, dates, very, very confusing.
We just live by that one quote from Douglas Adams. I love deadlines. I love the whooshing noise they make as they fly by.
Sadly.
Case in point for the release plans, what I've been working on should have been released last year.
We're not going to name names. Okay.
No, so what we usually do is we just blame me. That is the best and easiest way. It's Andy's fault. She's touched something and screwed it up. There you go.
Oh no, I'll take the hit on my stuff. I'll fully take the blame on this one. You're off the hook on this one, Andy. Sorry.
Well,
No need to apologize.
it's like the only time, but yeah, no.
Sigh of relief, right, Andy?
Right. Hey, there's still people mad that I killed off Uhl. Like, apparently, they did not like me for that. He was old. He needed to die.
Are you going to? Does that go for the immortal elves and the dragons?
Whoa. Maybe.
I think they
You
were
never
just
know.
upset because you did the pinup right beforehand.
No, they won the pinup. They went out of their way to make sure that Kickstarter hit a certain level so that they could get those pinups. They are proud of those. Yes, Maddie, we are all getting old now.
Yeah, you did the pinup, but then he dies afterwards. So that's...
Did you see that pinup? He needed to die.
eye of shame.
All right.
Anyway,
Yeah, I would say that the official release date is as soon as we actually can get it together enough to get it out.
the best indicator of how releases go is when the Kickstarter happens. Certain product development requirements are supposed to be met when we launch a Kickstarter campaign. Then the PDF release. That means the product's finished and it's off to the printer. And then we're at the mercies of other people's production schedules and shipping times.
And we aren't talking about shipping for the rest of the week because Andy will kill someone.
And then there are hard deadlines like Gen Con where we really, really, really must have certain product on hand at a given time. And we go from there.
All right, Ross, any parting words of wisdom?
International shipping sucks. We're doing our best to fix it, but we're not quite there yet. And we have some ground to make up and some confidence to restore in our ability to deliver things when we say we are. Aside from that, we're having fun developing new product. We think it's all really cool, whether it's a plush toy, capital ship, fighters, special editions for Earth Dawn, and hopefully Joel and Kyle and Michael and Carl talking up the spell cards and everything that goes alongside Magic Deeper Secrets. And we're glad that people are listening to what we have to say and look forward to doing this all again next year.
All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.